A 30-year-old man has become the fourth road fatality recorded in St. Anne's since January, following a collision near St. Anne's Bay in the early hours of Tuesday. The victim has been identified as Ramoy Bailey of Salem, Runaway Bay. Authorities report that shortly after midnight, Bailey was driving a green Toyota Corolla along the AGR Byfield Highway when he lost control of the vehicle. The car struck an embankment before colliding with a white Toyota Corolla traveling in the opposite direction. Both drivers were rushed to the St. Anne's Bay Hospital for treatment, where Bailey later succumbed to his injuries. The condition of the other driver remains unclear. The incident marks the latest in a concerning rise of road fatalities in the parish since the start of 2024. Investigations into the crash are ongoing. A man is to pay $15,000 fine after admitting to parking in a restricted zone at Norman Manley International Airport on January 31, 2025. The ruling was delivered during his appearance at the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court on Tuesday. Wilkes, in his defense, stated that he had been circling the area while awaiting his brother, a soldier, who had reportedly concluded his duties and signaled for Wilkes to stop. He claimed he briefly reversed onto a pedestrian crossing when his brother called out to him, at which point a police officer intervened. The defendant alleged the officer acted unprofessionally during the encounter, prompting Wilkes to refuse handing over his vehicle documents. Senior Parish Judge Sanchia Burrell admonished Wilkes for non-compliance, urging him to cooperate with authorities in such situations and address grievances through formal channels afterward. Wilkes, who was initially ordered to pay a fine of $20,000, saw his fine being reduced to $15,000 after he pleaded with the judge, explaining that he did not have the full amount in his possession. A 55-year-old man identified as Ronald Evans, also known as Richard, was fatally shot by police during an alleged armed confrontation in the Mollison district of Christiana, Manchester on Wednesday. Authorities reported that a pre-dawn targeted operation was conducted at Evans' residence shortly after 5 a.m. Police claim Evans confronted officers during the raid, prompting them to respond as trained. A Glock .40 pistol was reportedly seized at the scene. Acting Commissioner of Police Calvin Allen, commanding officer for Area 3, stated, "This individual chose to confront law enforcement, and our officers acted in line with their training. A firearm was recovered during the incident. However, community members contested the police narrative, describing Evans as a hard-working resident who relocated from Spanish Town 13 years ago." A neighbor told reporters, "We heard the police shot Richard this morning. He wasn't known as a troublemaker here. He raised 3 children and worked to build a life. We don't know about his past, but he seemed like a decent man." The incident coincided with separate police operations in St. Elizabeth and Clarendon. In St. Elizabeth, authorities seized 3 firearms, including a high-powered rifle, and 38 rounds of ammunition, arresting 6 individuals, among them a woman. In Clarendon, a targeted raid recovered 3 vehicles, one confirmed as stolen. ACP Allen emphasized the broader crackdown, noting, "These coordinated efforts are part of our ongoing strategy to disrupt criminal networks." Investigations into Evans' death and the seized items continue amid community calls for transparency.
Thank you for joining us on Jamaica News Television, where we keep you informed, always. Subscribe for the latest updates. Stay safe.